Welcome back. In this video, we're going to talk about engagement. So your subscriber engagement. And when we're talking about email deliverability, it's all about engagement, right? It's still all about engagement. At the end of the day, as long as you have the technical stuff set up, but which is for the most part checking boxes, what all the ISPs care about is how are people responding and reacting to your emails? Are they engaged or not? If not, are you still sending emails to them, right? Are you emailing people who are expressing no interest in you whatsoever or dead email addresses? Are you still continuing to do that? If so, then what do you look like? A spammer, right? You look like a spammer. All of these things are just ways to show that you're not spamming, because spammers don't take time to set stuff up. Spammers don't care about open rates and click-through rates. Spammers don't care about engagement, but you should. You should for multiple reasons, but if for nothing else, you should care about engagement because it's what's going to have the highest effect on your deliverability, whether your messages are getting to the inbox or whether they're lost in the digital ether. So let's dig in and look at your subscriber engagement, kind of the 4 factors that lead to engagement. Now, most of these should be no surprise at this point in the training, but let's talk about them anyway. So the first factor is email open rate. So when you send an email to your list, what is the percentage, not the number, all right? This is important. No one cares about the number of email opens you get. If you're sending 1 million emails and you're getting 10,000 open rates, or you're sending 100,000 emails, 10,000 open rates, if you're sending 1 million emails and you're getting 10,000 opens, not rates, opens, or you're sending 100,000 emails and you're getting 10,000 opens, no one cares about the 10,000 opens. They care about the 10,000 opens only as a percentage of the number of sends, right? The higher the percentage, the higher the engagement. The higher the engagement, the higher the deliverability. That's why list hygiene and your re-engagement campaign is so important. It's also why indoctrinating and taking people from a segmentation campaign to an engagement campaign to an ascension campaign are so important. We're only talking to people that are actively engaged in our emails. The goal of sending emails to people on our broadcast list is just to get them engaged, right? When we bring people on, we tell them what to expect. Everything we've talked about and everything we've gone through from the very first video until now has been helping with email open rates. It's been helping with your subscriber engagement, which at the end of the day is having the biggest lift and impact on your email deliverability. So number 2, what is your lateral scroll rate, right? When people open your emails, are they scrolling? Are they actually reading? This is the only way that email service providers or internet service providers, ISPs, know whether or not people are engaging with your emails. Are they scrolling? Now, don't worry, if your email isn't long enough to scroll, you're not penalized if they're not. But this is just a form of engagement, right? If they're opening your email, if they're scrolling down, there's a good chance that they're reading it or at least skimming it. And more importantly, what do they do when they get to the bottom, right? Are they marking spam? Are they forwarding to a friend? Are they archiving? Are they deleting? Your hard and soft bounce rate. Hard and soft bounce rate is super important. Basically, a hard bounce and a soft bounce means that you send emails to a subscriber, to an email address. If that email address bounces back, meaning the email is not accepted, for a hard bounce, meaning it's a bad email address, it doesn't exist, it's not real, or a soft bounce can be for a number of reasons. But if you continue to send emails to basically bad email addresses or email addresses that are rejecting your mail, then you look like a spammer, right? You're going to have low engagement to that percentage of your email list. So if you're not cleaning your email list, if you're not running re-engagement campaigns and no longer communicating with the people that aren't engaging, then you're going to have high hard and soft bounce rates, and it's going to negatively affect your engagement. It's going to negatively affect your deliverability. So I'll tell you, if right now, before you even do anything else, if right now you're having extremely high hard and soft bounce rates, I would go and export my list, and I would import it to a company called BrightVerify. Now, it's a list verification. It's an email verification service. They'll run your list through a verification process and tell you which ones are definitively good email addresses, which ones are questionable, and which ones are definitively bad. Now, if you're having problems with deliverability, I would take your unengaged or your soft bounces at a bare minimum, export them, run them through there, and only import the good ones, right? Only take the clean list back. It's list hygiene, it's list scrubbing. Okay, so hard and soft bounce rates are having a big effect on your engagement. And unsubscribe and complaint rates. Remember back when we were talking about re-engagement campaigns. Unengaged subscribers are 9 times as likely to mark your email as spam. 9 times as likely to complain. 9 times as likely to complain. Everything that we've talked about here in your email deliverability is just further proof that you have to maintain an engaged subscriber base. You have to run re-engagement campaigns, you have to run win-back campaigns, and eventually you have to stop talking to the people that aren't engaging with your emails. Because if you don't, you will be forcing more people to not have a choice whether or not they engage with your emails. Your lack of deliverability based on low engagement will mean that people who want to receive your emails no longer will. And maybe if they receive them sporadically, they start to forget you. The relationship deteriorates. And at the end, they, by your fault alone, become unengaged, right? They become unengaged, and unengaged people unsubscribe and mark spam. So when you're thinking about engagement, think about everything we've talked about through this entire training, through this entire course on how we can improve email open rates through not only campaign structure, but the optimization we talked about. Lateral scroll rate. That's more about relationship and engagement and making sure that your content is timely and that it's not boring or redundant. Your hard and soft bounce rate, that's just list hygiene, right? That's re-engagement. That's monitoring through the stat sheet that we've already talked about. Your unsubscribe and complaint rate, again, a lot of that goes back to all the things we've already talked about. These are the things that you should focus on. If you want to make sure that the most or the highest percentage of your emails are delivered to your subscribers' inbox, these are the 4 things that you should spend your time focusing on. And the good news is, just strictly change email marketing techniques and methods to the ones that we've outlined in this program, and you'll naturally see an increase in open rates, scrolls, a decrease in hard and soft bounces, and unsubscribe and complaint rates. So as long as you're monitoring and you know causationally what things that you're doing cause your people to react poorly or positively, and you're doing more of the ones that get the positive reaction and less of the things that get the negative reaction, you're good. You're on a good track, and you'll maintain high deliverability. So in the next video, we're going to cover tracking and monitoring. So we've talked about 3 different really pivotal sections of email deliverability. I want to make sure that I leave you with tools and tricks to track your progress and to make sure that you're monitoring these effectively. So I'll see you in that next video.